Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. I brought the camera closer, thinking that might be better. People were saying they were having a hard time hearing me when it was a little farther back. Have a nice fire going. It is a chilly day here today at the homestead. I think we're in the 20s, and thank goodness there's no wind, so that helps. But it's a good day to keep the fire going. So I put the dogs out right now because otherwise they would be all up my behind. So they're a trip, I'll tell you what. Especially since I have Helen now, the Caesar and Pandora are even more like, hey, here we are, pay attention. So one of those things that happens. So anyway, before we get started in this video, I want to remind everybody I will be live streaming tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So please join me then. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to talk as far as a topic yet, but you'll see that when I put that up. So we will go from there. But you know what I'm trying. Well, maybe we'll do something about censorship. Maybe something along those lines, as far as that goes. But or I don't know. We'll figure it out. I haven't really decided because I wanted to talk, like, there was two things I wanted to talk about. And censorship was one of them, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about. Oh man, it's hard to say. Yeah, we'll probably do something like the censorship. But what I want to talk about now. I've got Mrs. Soxy here. Hold on. Oh, bring her up here so you all can see her. Little Miss Sox. Okay. Oh. Let go. I know, I love you too, but you gotta stay down. So anyway, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the censorship issue that is going on and how it is actually completely and 100% one-sided. Okay, it is amazing to me what is going on with that. But what I wanted to talk about now is with the media. And it doesn't matter what outlet it is, they are being fed what to present, and a lot of people, unfortunately, believe everything, all the information that they're being given is 100% fact, which obviously it is not, okay? They don't question anything. A lot of people just figure, well, they're not going to lie to us. They're going to tell us, exactly how things are. And obviously, there are very few families that run the media conglomerate in this country. So what do I mean by the media? I'm talking about newspapers, magazines, television. There's very few families that run all of those things. And so that's definitely an issue. We are fed what they want us to hear. We are fed what they want us to hear. It's very, very heavily monitored. If you guys saw, I think it was like a year ago. Maybe it was a little bit longer than that. But it had all the different news channels from across the country. All right, so you had your popular broadcasters, like for Rochester. They like Channel 13 News in Rochester, and they had like the two head people, like Don Elhart is one of the guys that's been in Rochester forever. He's been a newscaster forever, and like it was him, and I think it was somebody else, and they were talking about the media and the news and stuff like that, and they were saying this pre-planned statement, okay, and this pre-planned statement was also delivered all across the country by other news media outlets, because their integrity had been questioned, their reporting had been questioned, and stuff like this. So all these different ones across the country were basically given a script. They went out, read the script exactly all across the country. And I found that to be quite amazing. And the manipulation with that is just, it's unbelievable, okay? Major manipulation of people, and people still don't see it, which I find just shocking. again, I talk about a lot about questioning everything. Do your research, do your own research, look into things, find out what's factual, what's not factual. But there is very, very heavy-handed tactics being done. Again, they basically, the people that are in charge are saying this is what you can or cannot report on. And if it's something that puts them, in a bad light, or or whatever the case may be. Like, okay, so let's see. How do I the best way to explain it? Okay, so if there's some event that happens around the world that we're involved in the United States of America, our news media is going to spin that in a certain way. Now, the news media in the UK or in Canada or maybe Australia may be looking at that in a different way. And again, it really depends on, a lot of these things are all tied together. I mean, people have talked about the cabal and all this type of stuff, but there really is a small group of people that control everything. And whatever information that we are given, it is being very completely controlled. And, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that. What's put out there, what information we're given, it is amazing to me. It is absolutely amazing to me. So it's something that needs to be paid attention to. Again, I will encourage everybody to question everything, even like the sources that you are listening to, alternative sources. Question that. Don't take everything that's being told to you as face value. Question everything. Again, do your own research. Find out, if you can, as much information as you can. Because unfortunately, here's what happens. All right? So they're looking, and I say they, the media, the news media, is looking for that reaction from you, the viewer. Okay? So they spin a story a certain way to elicit certain feelings from you, be it anger, making you upset, and stuff like that. So you're going to continue to keep watching and, follow what's going on with that story. But a lot of times, you're not being given all the information. All the factual information is not given because they want this reaction from you. So they're giving it to you in a certain way. And then later on, when the true facts all come out, well, it's too late because that reaction is already snowballed and triggered a response that they wanted, and it makes people look at things in a very, very jaded way. And I'm a big believer in getting all the information first. Like when a lot of things happen, I'll have people say to me, "Well, what do you think?" And I'm like, I'm waiting to see what all the information I'm going to get. What's out there? What can be proven? What cannot be proven? And those type of things. I try not to. I don't always succeed. I'll be honest with you. I try not to jump to conclusions. We have a tendency to do that in our country. We jump to conclusions. We're given this tidbit. Okay, I'm going to give a great example of this. Great example. So, everybody remembers the teenage boy, the bunch of them that had gone down to Washington, D.C., and the kid had on a mega hat, okay? And the way that the news media spun it was that he was being confrontational with that American Indian, and the guy was like with the drum and hitting the drum. So, and you saw that smirk on the kid's face. But what we didn't realize at the time, and they made it look like that kid was the one being the aggressor, and he was the one trying to intimidate and all that type of stuff, right? If you guys remember, hopefully you remember that whole story. But when the facts came out and other video came out, this guy, the American Indian, is a professional protester that tries to stir the pot, and he is the one that had come across the street, got in this kid's face, and was beating that drum in that kid's face. Now, in hindsight, looking back at that situation, that kid showed a tremendous amount of restraint, because I don't know if I would have, to be honest with you, okay? But I jumped to conclusions myself because of what I initially saw, and I said, this was wrong what this kid did, and blah, 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 blah. I did that. I got on there and did that. But then when I saw the rest of the information and saw the facts of the thing, that he was actually the victim, okay, it is amazing how you look at things differently. I'm going to give you another example of something that happened to me, okay? Anybody that watches my channel knows that I was swatted a couple years ago. And so when I'm on doing my live stream, and these people called in to the 911 center saying that they were me, using the Tor program to make it look like it was coming from my address, and saying that I had killed my wife, that I had a hostage tied up in the bathroom, and then they called back and said that, and when the police get there, they're going to kill them with my AR-15. That was what the call. That's the information the police had. So, what are the police going to do based on that information that they have? They think that it's me. They think that I am the aggressor, that I'm this person that has already killed somebody, that I have a hostage tied up. They thought that, when they arrived, that I would be attacking the police with an AR-15. Okay, so they were calling me. Okay, and again, so I didn't take the call until afterwards, and then I got the call, and I thought I was being pranked, and so I hung up on them. Then they called back. They left me a message. Then I, listened to the message, and they were like, "Call 911." So the cops were waiting because they didn't know what they were going to be walking into. So when I had called back to 911, all right, and we, basically I get the same mantra of you need to come out with your hands in the air, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? And we were able to, with talking to the 911 operator and myself, realizing that I was not this aggressor, horrible person. I was actually the victim. But you see how, because of something is spun a certain way, that it can be manipulated to think that somebody who's actually a victim is actually the perpetrator, okay? And so they came. They did have to clear my house. They realized at that point I had been swatted. And so it could have gone a lot differently. It could have ended up with me dead, okay? But thankfully it did not, right? But again, it's how your initial reaction to something definitely affects how you're looking at a situation and how you're studying that. I'm going to strongly encourage people to pay attention, get all the information first before you jump to conclusions, before you make that snap judgment, because you're given this tidbit by the media, and they're giving you what they want to give you, not all the facts. So that's just two examples, and it happens every single day out there, guys. It happens every single day, and they're manipulating us constantly with that, okay? So, again, tonight, I want to hear your feedback in the comments, please. This I think is something important that we need to talk about. Now, tonight, in the live stream, we'll definitely talk about censorship, okay? So we're going to talk about that tonight in the live stream. So please join me at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for that, and I think we'll have a great conversation about that. So I'm not sure how I'm going to. I know how I'm going to. Does censorship really happen? That'll be like the title. I think that's what we're going to go with the title. So that'll be, hopefully I don't get flagged for that. But we'll go from there. But we're going to talk about censorship tonight and in the live stream. So please join me then for that. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you've had a great weekend. Like I said, right now it's definitely very, very chilly outside here. So I'm going to sit by this nice warm fire, which is kicking off some great heat, and it feels fantastic. Like I said, I had to put the dogs out so I could do a video undisturbed. But, that happens. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. We truly are. We're one race called the human race. And as soon as we can realize that and stop letting them manipulate us into hating each other for stupid, nonsensical reasons, we're going to be in a much better place. We can accomplish so much as a race of people. It is unbelievable what we could accomplish instead of this division, because the flag in your country is different from the flag in my country. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. And it continues to happen constantly. Okay? And who wins at the end of the day on that? The rich get richer and the poor people lose their lives. Remember that, okay? We need to stop that. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Also remember STD. Step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that can stop you from achieving those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine, okay? I will talk to you all later. I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.